Hi friends, welcome back to Bytown by Bike. Today, we're going to be taking a little ride down to the beach, Westboro Beach, one of Ottawa's favorite spots to soak up the sun, check out the river, and maybe go for a swim. Stick around. So we're starting our ride today basically at the corner of Carling Avenue and Island Park Drive, just north of the experimental farm. We're going to continue making our way north towards the river, and we'll cut through Wellington West on our way to Westboro and then down to the beach to check it out. On our way back, we'll avoid some of the more urban streets and stick to the Ottawa River pathway to enjoy some really nice views. Now, here we are making our way across the Jackie Holzman Bridge, which is named for Ottawa's 55th mayor who served in the 1990s. Now, unless you're seeing it from the highway, this is actually kind of a weirdly hidden spot, which is really weird because if you've been to Ottawa, you know that the Queensway, the big highway, kind of cuts right through the middle of the city and divides north from south. And there's not that many pedestrian spots to cross over. So this is really good if you want to avoid like Parkdale or Holland Avenue, which can be kind of busy and tight with cars. And yeah, to get there, you just want to take a right onto Harmer Avenue off of Island Park, and it's just sort of north of Carling Avenue. So passing right by Fisher Park School, this is going to take you right into the heart of Wellington West. You're going to pop out right here at the famed St. Vincent de Paul, one of the OG thrift spots in the city. So we're going to take a left onto Wellington Street and start making our way into Westboro. Now, if you're not super duper familiar with Ottawa, this is something to note. There are actually two Wellington Streets. One is downtown, right where the Parliament buildings are, the Supreme Court, all of that stuff that's kind of very Ottawa. And then there's this Wellington Street, which starts off as Somerset and then turns into Wellington Street when you get into Hintonburg. And just because the original city planners of Ottawa wanted to keep things super simple, when you get past Island Park Drive, it actually turns into Richmond, which kind of signals that you're making your way into Westboro versus Wellington West. Yeah, easy, no problem. You know, that's actually a conversation that I love, is hearing people kind of complain about your city. Because you know it. You have no perspective, right? You grew up there maybe, you really know your way around anyways. So it's kind of like neat to hear another perspective of someone who's just got there and they're like, what were you guys thinking when you built this place? I feel like we all kind of do that when we travel. Maybe not when you're on vacation and you're like admiring the place where you are, but if you have to like go somewhere for work or something, you'd be kind of curmudgeonly about it and look at the infrastructure and be like, traffic's bad, that bridge looks like it's gonna fall down, anything really. And then you go home and you're like, oh, this place is nice, it's perfect, I know my way around. Or maybe that's just me being kind of a weirdo. But regardless, I think it's kind of interesting, the blind spots that we have in our perspectives. It's a good thing to think about. Healthy. Now, as we cross over the construction site that will one day become the western extension of Ottawa's light rail transit network, someday. Those of you in the know might be like, yo man, you're giving us bad directions. You overshot the beach by quite a bit. And yeah, you're right. But you know what? I was just kind of feeling the vibe of riding down Richmond and, through Westboro. So sue me. I went too far. Had a good time. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Now, aside from taking the initiative to ramble for a few minutes about a bunch of stuff, the main reason I wanted to make this video is that Westboro Beach recently underwent sort of this big revitalization project that wrapped up in June 2025, which is just before when I actually shot this video, and they did a pretty good job, I think. Now, at a cool $21 million, which in fairness I think is actually probably pretty reasonable for a project of this scope, the main big thing is like they redid this pavilion area. It's supposed to be really green and eco-friendly. There's a new restaurant, these nice chairs, improved accessibility, which is really important, good public facilities, washrooms, all of that, nice views, landscaping, this weird fountain well kind of thing, which I guess is really great for kids to play around with. I don't know if it's potable. Yeah, you know what though? This is like a public space. It's beautiful. There are nice places to hang out, to enjoy the scenery, to go for a dip. And, I get it. When we're faced with so many problems as a city, as a community, there's a good argument to say like, hey, couldn't we have spent that money on something that's more crucial? But you know what? I actually think it's money well spent. Public spaces like these improve the quality of life for people who live in a city, and they're really important. When I think about cities that I've visited, even somewhere close by like Montreal, I think about like Mount Royal or Jean Talon Market, and I think about the memories I have of hanging out there with people I care about. And I think that's kind of a good way to look at it. It's not so much about having the fancy space with the beautiful architecture, although that's nice. It's more about having the space that allows people the opportunity to create memories and to make connections. Those are the things that make a city great, I think. And I, for one, am really glad to see some renewed attention being paid to that in Ottawa. Now, there's also something to be said for surprise. Now, in this instance, riding along the Ottawa River pathway like I've done a gazillion times before, I kind of stumbled upon this little opening. I was like, hey, what's that? What's going on there? Decided to check it out. Now, maybe someone was camping out here at one point, if they were unhoused or something, but honestly, it didn't seem like it. It seemed like a place where people just were hanging out. Maybe someone's secret spot. And there was this cool little swing there that someone clearly just put up to enjoy the view. Well, friends, I hope you enjoyed the views in this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Ride well, friends.